Hey everyone, today I've got your Crazy Rich Asians movie review. An American girl travels to Singapore with her boyfriend but is thrown into the ringer once she meets his family and friends before a wedding. Is this outcome as crazy as one would expect? As far as the story goes, directed by John M. Chu and based off of the book with the same name by Kevin Kwan, this feels like a Cinderella story in part when a guy grows up in a rich family and meets a smart girl who doesn't realize he's a pretty big deal. I haven't read the book, but when I saw this movie, I really loved seeing what this cultural atmosphere was going to be like, since it showed a lot of rich people and, all of those elements that, made you potentially envious or jealous of, what they were doing. And sometimes it would be considered over the top because it was really crazy, but that was actually intentional. So maybe if that's not, the reality of, what the culture is like, it showcased the Asian culture in a way that I had never seen before, and it was very refreshing to see than your stereotypical Asian film where it's just a lot of fighting going on and all of that kung fu business. I mean, I loved watching Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon and, all those types of movies, but this one felt very different, but in a good way. Now, as far as the casting goes, you've got Constance Wu, who plays Rachel Chu, and I really liked her in this movie. I felt like at times you could relate to her character because you have this guy who, you're just, now meeting his family, but then you don't really know what to expect, so you kind of have to put your best foot forward, and, she's really smart, and she's beautiful, and she's also very funny in this movie, so I really felt like her character was really good, as well as Henry Golding, who plays Nick Young, and, I thought, obviously he's handsome. He's kind of like the Christian Grey of this movie, but without all of those, raunchy sex scenes, and he's, pretty cool as well. I really liked seeing him in this movie, as well as Michelle Yeoh, who plays his mom, who's, a very disapproving lady, so you kind of think oh gosh, I'm gonna totally hate her character, but she really pulls it off nicely, and also maybe in a classy way because you have to embody that rich, lavish lifestyle. Not so much for Awkwafina, who I have seen in Ocean's 8 this past year, and she also pulls off a very funny character, but she's also the best friend to Rachel, and sort of helps her be this fairy godmother type of role when she's getting her all dressed up, because you have to really impress this one Asian family and all of his friends. And then Ken Jeong is also in this movie, so it's a lot of really good Asian talent in this movie that I really felt is a game changer for a movie of this type. The things that I liked about this movie was that obviously I was really entertained watching this movie. I thought it was fun, and obviously, like I said, with the acting, it's very comical, and I really loved the cinematography in this movie and the set design. It just really showcased, how crazy and rich one could be, or several, and you could have an entourage of all these rich people, and it felt like A Princess Diaries meets less raunchy 50 Shades and Wolf of Wall Street, and it really does make me want to travel to Singapore, so I won't be surprised if after, since this movie's been released, that people are going to want to travel to Singapore and see what that's all about. Overall, I would say that Crazy Rich Asians, I thought, was a really impressive film. I'll definitely have to check out reading the book. Apparently it's a series, so who knows if there's more movies potentially in the works in the future. So I would highly recommend seeing this movie. Whether or not you have read the books, can you tell me if there were any differences between the book to the movie? So I would give this 5 hearts on the heart rate scale. So let me know in the comments what you guys thought of Crazy Rich Asians, and as always, you guys can subscribe to my channel. I've got more movie reviews, movie updates, come every week for a Trail Thursday video. You guys can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you guys later.